day before the 2026 NFL Draft. And if you're wondering who I am and you've never been to this channel before, I'm Zenny Abraham. I'm CEO of Zenny62 Media, and I am the creator of this Zenny62 channel, which is the first channel ever used to cover the NFL Draft in 2006. I have the distinction of having a record of being credentialed to cover the draft from 2005 to 2025, and really should have been credentialed this year. I have a lot of documents and emails, so I know what's going on in ways that you don't as the viewer. Like, let me show you something here. You know that I've talked about the NFL Draft red carpet, right? And you know that the big arch has been completed, but do you realize that the National Football League is actually one full day behind schedule? That's right. This Wednesday, today, they are on the stage with what media they invited to cover the setup, and they're still working on it. Now, you're going to say, Zenny, what's that email? This email goes back to 2022 in Las Vegas, and it's an invitation that we received. It's called Media Preview for NFL Draft Red Carpet presented by Gillette Labs. Tuesday, April 26th at 10 a.m. Photo, video, and interview opportunities available. Where NFL Draft Red Carpet stage. Media will meet at north corner of the Fountains at Bellagio near the Starbucks. That was a great setup in Las Vegas. And I'm showing all of this for you to realize that the only reason the NFL would schedule this at this time was because the NFL Draft Red Carpet was ready to use. It was done. By contrast, today in Pittsburgh, it wasn't done Tuesday. And the way I was able to tell is that commonly the media will produce videos and other content about what they covered on Tuesday, sometimes that same day. This time, nothing. Absolutely nothing. And still, that was the case this morning. Now that'll change because there's content out there. But the simple fact of the matter is that from Las Vegas to when it was a 10 o'clock tour, and I believe there was a 10 o'clock tour prior to that in Cleveland for the NFL Draft Red Carpet. There was a 10 o'clock tour after Las Vegas in Kansas City. There was one in Detroit in 2024, and there was one in Green Bay. Every year, the NFL Draft Red Carpet has been finished by Tuesday. This is the first time it was not finished. And you have to ask, and I've tried to get the answer to what's going on. I can speculate. First of all, a combination of higher prices because of tariffs, weakened economy, leading to higher prices for workers, and maybe a lack of availability for some. And then there's the media itself. Do you realize that last year the Washington Post actually had a sports division? That's right. Well, just about 2 months ago, they killed it, which means nobody's coming from the Washington Post to cover the NFL draft, let alone the NFL Draft Red Carpet or anything else. And so then these upheavals in turn have caused essentially a contracted draft with fewer staff and a different kind of media. While traditional media people have been getting laid off and sacked, content creators, kind of like me, but I guess they see it as younger because I'm 63 going on 36. Although here's a little secret for you folks. Do you realize that the people that brands really want to talk to are guys like me? Yeah, 63 who know something of people half our age in terms of how to build websites and how to use the internet and how to even build our own artificial intelligence, all right? Why? Because we're the people that talk to the people who are most likely to buy their products. So don't you think it's more logical if they treat a guy like me as important as opposed to somebody who's 24? I'm not taking anything away from someone who's 24, just saying. Give it a thought, all right? Now, my point is this. This NFL Draft Red Carpet this year is not ready. It's next to the fountain. And so that's why you're not seeing a lot of videos about it. I saw one picture that I presented earlier this week where the fountain at Point State Park was active, but guess what? The wind was blowing. It was blowing in the direction of where it looks like they're going to have the players stand, which means indeed the players would get wet. This is something I put out 2 days ago, sent it around. And so I'm wondering now if they're saying, hey, maybe we need to reorient this because guess what? The players could get wet. Wow. All right. A sad state of affairs for a great event that should be treated with more importance than it's given. The NFL draft red carpet, I think of as like the Oscars red carpet. It is the day of true coming out for the players. They get dressed to the nines, bring their moms and dads and sisters and significant others, and just really enjoy being a part of the National Football League. That's what it's all about. It's not given that. And the problem is that NFL media staff does this every single year, but they do it slightly differently every year. It's not as standardized as it should be. And the fact that now they don't have the Tuesday kickoff because they're late means that they're more off kilter than ever. Still, the simple fact of the matter is this is something that can be righted. But let me show you what's happening today so that you're aware of what is going on and what is next. And so here's a file that I happened to catch that was just made today. And it shows, this sliver, I call it sliver video. There you are. And it is a great, fantastic presentation, even though it's thin, and I'm not really a fan of the thin video type, right? But still, okay. As you will be able to see when I get this to run, and it's hiding from me, folks. There it is. It decided to come out and play finally. But now you can see, if I go back to the left, all right, you can see the great expanse of the arch. And then in the middle has the NFL draft logo for Pittsburgh. So you can also notice something else. Not a lot of people. There's a cart there used by the staffers. But if you go over here in this clump, that represents what little media showed up, unfortunately. So they have other content creators running or walking around, but not many as a whole. Not many as a whole. So there are some problems there that need to be fleshed out. Hopefully they get entirely worked out by draft day, because guess what? They may have changes and alterations in how they're doing things, but the one thing they can't change is the start time. They've got to be ready by the time the clock strikes 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time tomorrow for the NFL's selection meeting, the NFL draft. And so the idea here is to make the player the story. And that's where the NFL draft red carpet comes in. But it's really sad that those responsible for the NFL draft red carpet aren't handling it in that way. Stay tuned for more, folks. Subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube and bookmark NFL News by Zenny62.com. And oh, by the way, here's something else you should check out too. I think you'll love it. Right here. It's called, very simply, the NFL Draft, red carpet. Try and get the F there. Yeah, the NFL Draft Red Carpet News website right here, which is going to appear in momentarily, and you're going to love it. This is a labor of love that I contemplated for some time and finally decided just simply build it. Voila. There it is. So as you can see, the video that appears on the NFL Draft Red Carpet News website is actually the one that's attached to this broadcast. You would say, what? Say, yeah. You want to see some 21st century magic, folks? Check this out. All you have to do is click here, right? It refreshes. Fast website, eh? Generate press is the theme. And then if I press this button right here, guess what? Yeah, that's us, folks. A picture within a picture within a picture. Don't stare too much, you'll get dizzy. This is the best media tech ever brought to the NFL draft for this purpose. Check it out. All right, folks, I'll be back with more. Subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube and bookmark NFL Draft, redcarpetnews.com, and NFL News by Zenny62.com. Thank you so very much. And spread the word.